Welcome to another edition of RiskX News Review. We're always looking out for stories to get us thinking about safety, health and well-being. So in this edition, we have news of potential health warnings about crumb rubber sports pitches, a small town in Iceland tries a new traffic calming idea, and a report highlights the dangers of wearing high-heeled shoes. A recent study has reported that sports stars, amateur players and ground staff could be at risk as a result of a remarkable lack of occupational health checks on the effects of rubber crumb used on some indoor and outdoor sports pitches. Research suggests that the health of some people who work with surfaces made from recycled tyres, such as production workers, suppliers, installers and maintainers, may also be at risk due to inadequate monitoring. Professor Andrew Watterson, author of the study published in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, said it appears that risks are being downplayed, despite well-documented links between rubber production and illness, bans on landfill disposal of used tyres, and concerns about the health of sportspeople and others who use the surfaces. Due to data gaps and limitations of earlier studies, the risks posed by low-level exposures to chemicals in the crumb rubber are constantly being reassessed and lower control limits applied. Professor Watterson said that the lack of health monitoring of sportspeople and crumb rubber production and maintenance workers was remarkable given well-publicised concerns. Professor Watterson is calling for proper cumulative health impact assessments to be carried out, looking at the risk of hazardous chemicals, including rubber crumb. He said there have already been calls for tougher controls on some of the chemicals that may be present in crumb rubber, and a cautious approach is wise. In a small fishing town in Iceland, which I would embarrass myself to try and pronounce, they've introduced an exciting new concept in road safety. A pedestrian crossing has been painted in the town centre onto the road surface, which appears to be three-dimensional using a clever optical illusion. Not only does the design give pedestrians the feeling of walking on air, it also gets the attention of drivers, who will be sure to slow their speed once they spot the seemingly floating zebra stripes. This idea has already been seen in cities in China and is being trialled in India. However, part of the success may not be down to the fact that drivers are fooled into thinking that there is a real 3D object in their path. The illusion only works from a certain angle. As drivers are moving, this perspective exists for only a few seconds, if that. Instead, motorists are more alerted by something brightly coloured and abnormal on the road and slow down to take a look. It certainly does a great job to get drivers' attention, so it will be interesting to see if this becomes a common sight in other countries around the world. Researchers have found that wearing high heels has a direct link with musculoskeletal pain and hypersensitivity vasculitis. A review by researchers at Aberdeen University looked into the damage wearing high heels can do, as well as the cultural and social effects. Physical effects can involve the body from the spine to the toes, according to researchers, and Dr. Max Barnish, who led the research, said, "From our review, it is clear that despite the huge amount of evidence showing heels are bad for an individual's health, there are complex social and cultural reasons that make wearing high heels attractive." The authors stressed that it was important that women's footwear choices are respected and that they are not pressurised into wearing high heels against their will. Despite petitions, the government have rejected a change in the law and said company dress codes must be reasonable and must make equivalent requirements for men and women. This is the law and employers must abide by it. Commenting on the findings, the College of Podiatry said the study shows that women are still being let down by the government. They said, in the 21st century, women should not be forced to wear high-heeled shoes in the workplace as part of a uniform. There is already a strong body of clinical evidence that indicates that the medical and disabling effects of wearing a high-heeled shoe over a prolonged period of time, and this study reinforces these facts. And finally, I wonder what you can spot as the safety issues with this work process. I'm sure we all agree it could have been a lot worse, as there was definitely potential for serious injuries there. That's all for this time. See you again soon, and thanks for watching.